Welcome everybody. My name is Ashley J, and I am so excited to see you. And welcome to the Love Experience Show. Um, this episode is going to be a great episode, okay? Just so y'all know. So get ready because we're going to have some fun, okay? So before we get started, I want you to share this episode with 5 people. Invite 5 people to watch with you. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe and comment. Lots of comments, lots of questions, please, y'all. Okay. Anything else I need to say? I missed y'all. I will say that I missed y'all, and I'm so glad that we are here. And I want to jump right in. Um, I had this. Yeah, well, I don't know. Should I say this? Say that you reached out to me, or your
Yeah,
assistant reached out to
yeah,
me
yeah.
about coming on the show, and she doesn't know this because I didn't share this, but they are the ones that got me to get back out here.
Come
Okay.
on.
So I'm excited about tonight's episode, and we are having good conversation before the show started, and there's some commonalities between us, and I can't wait for y'all to meet Miss Molly Bates. Molly,
Hi.
would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
Hello, everyone. My name is Molly Bates. I am so excited to be on here with you guys and just share my story on today. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And who are you? Not who are you, but what do you do? What's
Well,
your
I am a stylist, wardrobe stylist. I am a makeup artist. I love all things beauty. I also have a nonprofit in the make it called Your Healing Safe House INC, which I am working extremely hard on birthing. So I'm excited. I'm truly excited about that. It's going to be geared to working with teen moms, aging out of the foster care system. Just teen moms. Period. That is homeless. So we're
Mhm.
looking for partners. We're looking for people that want to sew into the vision to bring this to life. But I am all things beauty. But my ministry is young women, homeless young women, um, in the community.
That's exciting. Okay. All right. So, what is your love experience?
My love experience has been traumatic. That's the word I hear when what is your love experience? It's been really traumatic for me.
Okay.
Um, at the age of 5, or let's start earlier. At the age of 2, my father was incarcerated for many, many years, and he's just
Mhm.
in and out of the prison system due to whatever cycles and patterns life offered him. Right.
Mhm.
So at the age of 5, I got my mom worked a lot. My mom had 4 children at this time, and she worked extremely hard to take care of all of us. And she always left us like with neighbors. But one time, she sent us to a neighbor's house that we didn't usually go, and the lady had a boyfriend, but she had to take her child to a doctor's appointment, and I was left there with the man, and the man. I didn't understand what he was doing, but he would try to like make me sit on his lap, um, read me a story, and he would try to bribe me with things to do stuff with me. So he said to me, "Can I want to do something to you. I'll give you." He went to the dresser and got like a whole jar of change and wanted to give me that for exchange for doing something with me. But I didn't know what he wanted, but I just knew that as a little girl, that wasn't right. Whatever he wanted to do wasn't right. So I kept saying no, no, no. But eventually I went to sleep, right? I was a
Mhm.
kid. I took a nap. I was watching, I think, a Nickelodeon. I remember this day, Gullah Gullah's Island or something like that. That was my show,
I used
okay?
to love that show too.
And I woke up to a man, like I'm laying flat there. And I don't want to be too graphic with you, but I just want to let you know like what goes on when you leave your children with people that you don't know, right?
Mhm.
Give people a visual, like just visualize what happened at a young age at 5, what they do to children. And it's not I don't know what happened to him to make him do that, but
Mhm.
something happened to him as well. So I forgive him, and we're moving forward. But I just want to let
Mhm.
the people know about, what
That's
happened.
fine. Go ahead. Tell how much you want to tell.
Yeah. So we laid, I'm sleeping, and I woke up to a man on top of me. doing whatever he wanted with my little 5-year-old body. And I remember going into the bathroom and like feeling different. Like I no longer was myself at 5 years old. At that age, I already turned into somebody that I did not recognize. I remember him taking us to the store after that and buying us stuff at the store. But I wanted, at a young 5-year-old child, I wanted to scream. I just wanted to tell everybody in the store what just took place. But it literally muted me. Like I no longer had a voice. I no longer wanted to talk. I remember just whatever was in me, I wanted to scream and nothing would come out. So I remember my mom coming and picking me up, and we walking down the street because it was a neighbor in the area, so maybe 2 blocks up in South Philly, and it was a police station. This is the first time I ever heard the voice of God, right? There was a police station at the corner, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, "Run to the police station," right? But I didn't do it, right? I did not. I was so afraid of just as God speaks to you at a young age, so does the enemy too.
Yeah.
So I wanted so bad to run, and I it's going to sound crazy, but I wanted so bad to run, but I was so afraid of what my mom might think or what might take place if I would have ran out of her her care. So I get home and this is when the Holy Spirit's minister talked to me a little bit more. If you get in the tub, the evidence is going to go away. And I'm 5 years old hearing this, like the evidence is going to go away. And I'm like, wait a minute. But I didn't understand, but I still got in the tub because my mom put me in a tub. But I remember hearing the evidence. I knew nothing about evidence. I knew nothing about what would happen if you got in the tub, but I knew that was the Holy Spirit. I mean, as I grew up, I knew that I was different, and I knew that God was talking to me at that moment. As I grew older, I understood that voice. So after that, my life, I still stayed on honor roll. I still remained on honor roll. I was always ahead of my class. But I remember this one day just taking off. I mean, running. I mean, just in my neighborhood, I just took off running, and nobody was like, "What is she running for?" But I took off, and when I say I'm super fast, I was faster than anybody on my block. But God showed me, like, when just that moment I wanted to run, I never got a chance to run, and ever since then I just like started running, and I just never stopped running. So I say all that to say, that was the beginning of the traumatic love experience because I didn't have a father. I went through a traumatic experience at 5. I then grew up. As soon as I hit puberty, life hit me hard. I was 13 when I lost my virginity. I didn't understand why everybody would say, "Oh, she's fast, she's this and she's that," but they didn't understand what took place. Then the moment I told somebody what took place, nobody believed me. So it was rough for me because I went out looking for validation in men pretty early. I went out in the streets looking for somebody to love me like a father. I didn't understand then, but I was just looking everywhere. Whoever said they loved me, I was, that was my boo or my boyfriend. It seemed like all the people I dated was similar to my father, or it had some of the features of my father, or even my grandfather, because my grandfather raised me because my father was incarcerated. But my grandfather, it was like, I love my grandfather, right? He was like, he took care of everybody. He was such an honorable man. His presence, his very silence had authority. But I also knew that he had a lot of women. He had a lot of children out of wedlock, and he put my grandmother through a lot of pain. She was his wife, but he also had children outside of the marriage, and he died married to her. So it was but that was the apple. Like, I looked at him as the ideal man because he took care of me, so I understood that a man is to provide. So I looked for men. I only dated a certain type of man. I didn't date men that could not provide for me. Okay. So I was in the streets with the guys that had the money.
Okay.
So they was in the streets. I knew how to be a hustler's wife. I just knew how to live that lifestyle. I was very quiet. I'm an introvert. I knew how to not be seen, but not be seen. I knew how to play that role like it's nothing, because I also understood that that the enemy always come through the women first. So I always watched my surroundings. I didn't have many friends because I knew that what kind of lifestyle my boo thing or my boyfriend was living. So that was that. I ended up having a son at 15, being homeless. You know, me and my mom going back and forth because now I'm feeling like I'm that girl. You know, like
Mhm.
I'm Queen Bee. You know, so me and my mom going back and forth. We not seeing eye to eye. She put me out. I'm living in a shelter. Um, so in my mind, I'm thinking I gotta get another boyfriend that with some money because I can't. I never thought about getting it on my own. I always knew how to get it from men, right?
Yeah.
So I did that, got another boyfriend. You know, I ended up moving out of the shelter. Matter of fact, they gave me my own place for like a year or two, you know, the
Okay.
transition housing or whatever. And then when, you know, I didn't learn how to provide for my or take care of myself because like I was always shopping, I was always living a life, I was always like out eating at a young age. So I was in a bars at 16, okay? Like I was living
Wow.
a fast life. I mean a real fast life. Like
Mhm.
coming home, my mom sofa drunk, you know, at 16
Mhm.
years old, drinking 99 bananas. Like it was a mess, okay?
Wow.
So I lived, yeah. I mean, out every single night. I mean, partying at every, can I just be honest, at every strip
Yeah.
club, wherever it was, 16 with fake IDs, just living a life just out there. But it made me feel better at that moment. Like I just felt like, you know, I was somebody. So dated, you know, went through these cycles, homeless, all that stuff. Um, end up I always end up in relationship with Muslim men. So I'm from Philly. I recently moved to South Florida, and if anybody live in Philly, know the majority of the men there are Muslim. Like
Mhm.
I knew a lot about the religion, and I remember asking God one day. I said, this guy was courting me, and he was like, and mind you, this is some guy in my young years that violated me at some
Okay.
point, violated me. But when he asked to propose to me, my mind was that I am going to get back what he stole. I'm getting my reputation back. So he violated me at a young age, you know, pretty much embarrassed me in front of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Then years later, 10 years later, he says, I want to marry you. So in my mind, I'm like, I like him, his physical body. But in my
Mhm.
mind went to, I'm going to get my name back because the same person that tried to destroy my name is now trying to marry me. So I said, God, if you be the God of all things, can you be the God of this? He never answered me. I ended up getting married to him anyway. There, I can't say a lot of I don't want to say he's a bad person, but he just wasn't here. He's been through a lot of stuff too, right? And although I may have went into that religion, I still belong to God. Like I still belong to Jesus. Like I had a covenant with him before I was even born. Like he said, you are like I belong to him. So he
Mhm.
allowed me to do it, but it was God was starting to speak to me more. I think so my relationship with God comes through like it gets stronger when I'm in a place of like danger. Like God will start speaking to me more. That's how I learned to hear the voice of God through danger.
Okay.
So he'll start speaking to me like, this is not this is not that. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. And then slowly I would start listening to that voice, right? And
Mhm.
that caused a lot of like trauma to the relationship. So after that, once the guy started speaking to me more, I took the overgarment off and I started, you know, stop living that life. And it caused trauma and drama in my now marriage, my ex, you know, with my ex husband. And it got to a place where it was like starting to get really abusive. So
Mhm.
he left, and then I am now single, and I didn't understand marriage at that time. So when you leave me, married or not, I'm back out here. You know, like he didn't know that side of me. So I'm like, oh, I'm back out here. I have to still get these bills paid. I still
Mhm.
have to I go into complete survival mode when that happened. Breakups, okay, it's over. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do because I still got to eat. My kids still got to eat. I don't even think about myself in that moment. So I started dating somebody. I didn't understand marriage at that time. And
Mhm.
that caused me dating another guy out, even though we were going through our divorce and separating, it caused more trauma and more danger to me and the other person, which led to an ultimate shootout and him trying to kill me. You know, like, I didn't understand like marriage. I didn't understand like it's like my father left me at a young age. Once you leave me, it's just like I gotta survive. Like, you know what I mean? I go in straight survival mode. So that was that. And I just seemed like I kept going into these cycles over and over and over, making the same decisions, even with like, so at that bad. I stopped dating. We went through the divorce. That happened with my ex-husband. I start work. I'm at a job now. The job now hears about what I'm going through. It's a big company. They have security. People have to know, like, okay, this is a PFA is out, a restraining order is out, like, you
Mhm.
have to protect her while she's on our premises.
Mhm.
So they put me in, connection with the head of security at my job, my old job.
Mhm.
And me not being healed and me not knowing, I ended up started dating him because now this person is taking care of me. He's making sure that I get to my car shape. Making sure that I'm cool because they connected us in the job to, for him to head of security there to make sure I'm okay. Ended up in a whole relationship with him, having a baby. And at 4 months of me knowing I was having a boy, telling him, like, I know this, God is speaking to me. Saying all these things that I'm feeling and God is showing me. And come to find out, he was in a relationship with another woman for 6 years. So that was my last like serious relationship.
Okay.
And so I have been through a lot, and a lot of, I kept making the same. See, I date narcissists. I have this thing where I date narcissistic men. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my God, do I got it written on my forehead? Like, why
Mhm.
do I have to keep dating these type of guys? And it's been really traumatic, but like I said, God is good because He takes me out of everything that's not for me. But it always got to be like a serious traumatic experience for me. I don't know why, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my
Okay.
experience. Okay.
Okay. You ain't gonna stop right there, okay? Because we gonna go back.
I feel
All
like I said
right.
a whole lot. That's my whole life, but there's still more. But it's just I feel like I just said my whole life.
All right. So where do I go? Okay. Let me go to how you and your ex-husband reconnected. How did that go down?
Well, he was in prison,
Okay.
and his brother reached out to me and was like, "Hey, my brother is, I've been seeing you on social media, and he's been watching you or whatever. He wanted to reconnect." So not in my mind, I'm not thinking like what happened years prior. Um, I'm like, okay, so I'm talking to him because I'm hurt. So at the time, and at that moment, I think I was going through another breakup with somebody. So at that time, I'm just going to another, like, trying to. You ever heard that K Michelle song, like, can't get over another man without another man or something like that? Like, you just
Mhm.
can't get over another one until you get another one. Like, you need to
Mhm.
always have one, right? So I was like, okay, this is gonna help me because my heart is kind of broke anyway. So let me just get me a little friend so I can, I'm on the phone with him in the jail, and then I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm talking to him. He's telling me on the phone, like, hey, I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna marry. When I come home, I'm gonna marry you. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not paying him no mind, but like, okay.
Mhm.
May the best man win because I was dating at that moment. I was dating more than one man, but that he was giving me the most attention.
Yeah.
So he comes home and he's really serious. He's really serious about being married, but he's not perfect because like he has his moments of like I knew who he was before I to marrying him, but I think I went in like in my mind, I was like, nobody else in my family is married. I want to experience marriage. I really wanted to the purity in me because I still had this like side to me, but I still deeply wanted love. Like I just wanted whoever loved me. I just wanted to love, right?
Mhm.
So I just like okay, we're gonna get married. But then I started seeing like red flags, and I started seeing like when men that have mommy issues, how they treat the women, and all that different things. We tried therapy, and I remember the therapist saying, "Next week I want you just to come back with just you. Like don't even bother bringing him." But my mind couldn't wrap around that, and a lot of times, um, even as the marriage was like falling apart, I still would go back because when you're dealing with those type of men, they will manipulate you to make you feel like they will do
Yeah.
something or and it's almost like you're frightened if you leave, like he's going to do something, or
Mhm.
this got to always be 10 steps ahead of them. So a lot of times I will go back, and it will make him feel like, oh, you playing with me,
Mhm.
because he eventually do the same thing to make me want to leave, and then I'm back out the door, and I'm back with somebody else, you know.
Okay.
So it was bad. It was really
Okay. So the theme that I'm hearing
bad. Okay.
with you
Okay.
um is when you said you're trying to survive,
Yeah.
and you were surviving the only way you knew how to survive, which was something that worked before and it worked again, so let me keep going to that.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm also like, this is something that I feel like is common for a lot of women when there is not the love from a father, because our father is the first one that's supposed to love us
Yeah.
and show us that love that we go out searching for,
Yeah.
going to, whoever looks like they could provide that for us.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that is common for a lot of women. I know it was common for me. I went through that going, and my father was in my life, but he didn't. I didn't feel like I was getting the love that I needed from
Mm-hmm.
him.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I was in search of what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept going to different relationships thinking I'm gonna get that and staying in them a little longer than I should have.
Yeah.
Ignoring the voice of God when he tells me, yo,
Mm-hmm.
you need to leave this alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. He's gonna be fine. I'm okay. I could help him get better. And then get bopped upside the head
Yeah.
when I find out, oh wait, I don't have that type of power.
Only God can do it.
Only God can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that is something that is that's a common theme. And I'm so glad
Mm-hmm.
that you were able to recognize that, because a lot of women don't,
Mm-hmm.
and continue in that cycle until something breaks,
Yeah.
whether it's them, whether it's their children, whether it's just even their mental health.
Yeah.
Something ends up breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you recognize it and you are healing from
Healing.
it.
Healing.
um that speaks volumes.
Yeah, because I think I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was like, I have to believe that I deserve more than what I have to get to that place of like feeling like you deserve a good
Mhm.
marriage, you deserve a good man, you deserve somebody that really loves you, you deserve a man after after the Father's heart, like you deserve somebody that fears the Lord concerning you, like you deserve that. Like you deserve something good, not perfect. Because sometimes we think good is perfect, but I'm just saying like you deserve that somebody that's not going to talk to you any kind of way or mistreat you when they're mad. Like someone that really has, have self control. Like you
Mhm.
deserve that.
Yeah.
So I have to get to a place where like I know that I'm going through a process of going like knowing what God wants for me. Because sometimes what God wants for us and what we want is can be completely different.
Hmm.
But I feel like I'm on the right place. I know that I'm on the right path. I know that I'm doing what I need to do for me to not allow those things to keep happening.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like, I think that's it. Like, I just feel like as long as I'm seeking the help that I need to get, and I think I'll be okay. I think I'll get to the place where I feel like think I'll get to that place where I can date somebody outside of my my comfort zone, or be in a relationship, a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
It don't even matter what, I don't really look at people's situations. I just look at the whole. I need a whole person, like, somebody that's whole
Yeah.
in a relationship, and that's, I just feel like I'm not putting a race or a person or a background behind it. I'm just saying, like, the person has to be whole, like he has to be whole, because if he's half, then you take it from me and I gotta give to you. Like, we need to both come in this thing whole, so
Yeah,
we can flourish,
absolutely. Um, One thing I wanna go to is when you said I knew how to be a hustler's wife and how to be seen but not seen. So this is what I see when I
That
look
is
at
like
you.
the Lord. I be trying to break out of that mindset. Like, that's a whole nother thing. I'm like, Lord, you're not us. You don't have to think like that. You don't have to be isolated. You don't have to, like, always. I drive in the car and I'm looking like I drive a car like a hustler's wife. Like, you don't have to drive like that no more.
Mhm.
You're not. Nobody's watching you. Nobody is. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to look. I mean, you do kind of like, but it's like I live a life, like, you can tell that I have been with men that live a certain lifestyle. Even though my mannerisms, the way I walk, you know what I mean, the way I talk, like the way if only people that understand what I'm saying will understand what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't know. That's just like, I just like, God, do something with her, because I don't want to be there anymore.
And you don't have to be. But
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to tell you. When I look at you,
Hmm.
I don't see someone who has to hide behind anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I look at you, I see someone who is strong
Yeah.
and powerful in her own right.
Yeah.
And I see like you're a boss.
Yeah.
That's what I see when I look at you.
Thank you.
You're a boss. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, when I got the first email from you and I was reading, I was like, okay. One, I got confused because I was like, who is Shanike?
Shanika, yeah, that's my real name. Yeah,
That is you.
that's me. Yeah, that's me. Shanika's me. Yeah, that's me. So yeah, so Shanika Molly is a nickname that everybody knows. So, like, that's what I'm known. Molly, no, but Shanika is my real name. So I didn't know what my assistant put on there. So I was like, I'm just
Okay.
going Molly. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Cause I'm like, all right. So it what I was thinking was, okay, so she is, I don't know if I should accept her as my guest because I feel like she's bigger than what my show is right now.
Girl.
And I'm saying that because that is how you came across to me just from the email,
I received
that
it.
you're a boss
Yeah.
and yet you're a big deal.
Thank you, Lord. I received that. But and it's funny because I was asking, like, I just want to see myself the way God sees me. Like, I know that God is calling me to a higher place, right? And I know that I am on this level where I am going to where I am ascending where God is telling me to go, right?
Mhm.
But don't diminish your show, okay? This is a
No.
big show, okay? This is a big deal. People need to come, more people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, this, don't diminish this. This, people need transparency. Like, you see I'm on here that's flowing? Like, we need this in the community. We need this for the black girls. Like, you understand? Like, we need this for
Mhm.
all girls. But love has been hard for us, you know?
Yeah.
Outside of the love of God, we don't really, the black girl, we're not getting that much love. So we need a community where we can love on each other. And I pray that God really expand and expose you to whoever, all the big names shall come to forth to you, and, like, open up a platform. The oil of the Lord may it be on this platform. I pray that God open up, because don't think this is big. It's a big deal, okay? We talking big deal, okay? I love it though. I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm thankful. Miss Ashley J, for allowing me to be on your platform and coming back. Let's go.
Yes. So, and that is the only reason because there was a situation that happened
Mm-hmm.
in March, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was. And before that, since the new year, I was going strong.
Mm-hmm.
Even before the new year, but I was consistent. And something happened that triggered me very
Mm-hmm.
badly. It wasn't on the show, it was outside of the show, but something happened that triggered me very badly. And it triggered me so much that it took me back to my childhood.
Wow.
And I was stuck for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, the Lord was telling me, "Look, I need you to come on, get out of this."
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
So, saying all that to say, that is what I there was a long break,
Mm-hmm.
and that is why I was like, okay, but she a little big for where we at right now, but
I received that, but I received I received it, but baby, you big too, okay? It's a big deal. We both big deals out here, okay?
yes, I
We're going.
appreciate
It's
it.
a because we just in a time where people need transparency.
Yeah,
People need an outlet. Somebody like, okay, I need to people need community.
yeah,
People need community outside of the church. We need community where sisterhood, like we need to go. We really need healing. Like we need
yeah,
deliverance on every level. Like I know you have healing because you're a therapist. Also, me, I'm here. God put me on here to do His work and to help heal people. He didn't allow me to go through all that I went through because one thing I can say, He always gave me beauty for my ashes. He always placed a joy, gave me oil of joy. Like He always did that for me. Anytime I go through something, He always place another level of beauty. So when you saying I'm up here, it's only because of the glory of the Lord, only because of the grace of
mhm,
God that I'm able to be here. Because literally, I had a man trying to take me out, and not only that, anybody I date, they try to come for what's inside of me. Maybe not physically, but they come for what's inside of me all the time. So I know that I carry something, right? But we need Ashley J to help birth that thing out, to help say, girl, like what you're saying to me, like you're a big deal, to purely to tell us, like, you don't know what you just did for me.
mhm,
You understand what I'm saying? Like you thinking I'm too big for you, and I'm thinking like, thank you, because I need people that I don't know, nobody that knows my situation, to say, Molly, when I look at you, I see a boss. When
mhm,
I look at you, like I need people. We need the listen. We need you, okay? We need you. Like we need you. So don't stop me. This you just keep going, and I pray that this open up more doors for you for many more women to come on and tell their story. Um, I have all people that want to talk, and girl, I will connect you. I'll be sending you the emails.
okay.
All my people all I'm connected to. So I'm grateful because you just helped me. I didn't know what I was doing. I just was like, let me just obey God.
Mhm,
Finally do something to obey God. Step into the rightful place that God has called me in. To start helping people overcome traumatic experience. Like a lot of people feel like, oh, woe is me. No, it was me too. You just can't
yeah,
tell. It was me. I was that same girl. Like I ran them streets. I was out in them strip clubs. I was doing all types of stuff. Sleeping with men for money, doing all type of stuff. I'll tell all my stuff boldly because God has made me. He made me new. I
yeah,
don't look like what I've been through. I really don't. I do not look like the stuff that I done did, and I'm grateful to God because He did it. Was had nothing to do with me. So I'm all for, like let's go. We got stuff to do. We just have more women to help. Like it's people are hurting. People are doing in repetitive cycles, and I know you're a therapist. So I know that it's women that really needs help. They need help.
yeah,
We need help. We need community. And
absolutely.
saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until we get it. I was at work recently, and it was a lady that came in, and it was an older woman, and she came in, and the lady, the disgust of the older woman, like how the lady was dressed, she just looked and said, well, what do we have to do to help the women understand, like, they don't have to dress like that, they don't have to look like that, they don't have to do that, like. And she started asking men, like, she opened her mouth after the lady walked out. Of course, I'm crazy to
Yeah.
say it in front of her, but they're looking for attention, they're looking for love, they're looking for acceptance in the world, and it's not there. They're never gonna, it's still gonna feel broken, and never, achieve that. And she said, well, what do you think we should do? I said, we need more people to talk about it.
Yeah.
We need more people to say, like, yeah, I used to do that, but going that route is only going to get you like repetitive or repeated cycles of heartbreak. You chasing them guys in the streets ain't gonna get you nothing but heartbreak. They
That's
don't,
all it is.
because they gonna end up dead or in jail.
That's it.
That's it. And I'm sorry, we love the men, but they got it. They have to figure that out. We don't know how to be men. We just know how to be women. So I can't. I always say maybe I can minister to a man, but that, you understand, like, you have to know
Mhm.
what you're called to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't minister to a man from a place of, because I'm not a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
can't. I can't. You need God will raise up men to do the man's job. But for now, as women, we need to come together for community. It's so much competition. There's just so much going on that I see, and it's just not. It's just. It's not worth it.
So I'm glad that you said that because there, I've been seeing these videos
Mhm.
and it's really, really, it's doing something to me.
Yeah.
Um, where somebody is recording a girl going off on a dude, busting out windows, jumping, riding on the hood of the car as they're on the highway, stuff like that. And it does something to me because I was that chick at one point in my
You
life.
really what, girl?
I
I
attempted to
don't see
run
it.
somebody
Wait a minute. You
over.
just knocking them.
I attempted to run a couple people over.
Really?
Yeah, and was plotting. I was plotting to blow another person's car up, another guy's car
Really?
up because they hurt me that bad.
Wow.
And like it disturbs me because I'm like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth you losing your life one way or another, physically losing your life or getting locked up for doing something crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. These dudes are not worth it because the person that you running after doing all of that stuff to is the same person that is, when you're going or locked up, they already got somebody else. They not even thinking about you. And it's not worth it. And it makes me sad because I see the lack of value
Yeah.
that women have for themselves.
That's, yeah. That's true.
And you're doing all of this because you placed that man on this pedestal that he didn't deserve. And now you're trying to figure out why he doesn't love you the way you thought he was loving you, but he really wasn't loving you the whole time. He was just playing with you. It disturbs me. And then even with dressing, like, yeah, I used
Yeah.
to have everything hanging out,
Yeah.
and my mom would be like, "Child, put some clothes on." But as I got older, I realized, well, you know what? I can still be sexy, but I ain't got to show
You get to
everything.
show everything. Yeah.
Like, I can conceal stuff and leave something to the imagination. Like, I had to get older in my 30s to realize that.
Yeah.
And I s- I said all of that. This is not what I'm supposed to be saying,
But
but
it's
maybe
good
it
though.
is.
No, it's good. Yeah, like you said, we lack self value in the, like, we really lack, like, to be out there hanging off somebody's car and busting off somebody's window means that, like, you really, like, this
Yeah.
lady, like, like,
Yeah.
you we need to deal with us first before we can even get into a relationship. Like, but we go into the relationship broken, looking for something, trying to get something out of them, and they don't have it to give us, and we're when we find out they don't have that, now we're heart hurt, and because they don't have the capacity to love us. We didn't
Yeah.
have and we didn't have the capacity to wait. So it's like we need the capacity to wait for what God is going to do within us, And so we don't have to go through these same, we don't have to do these things because by the grace of God, girl, you ain't go to jail, did you? You ain't never go to
No,
jail.
no, no, no.
Girl,
No, no.
by the
And
grace of
that's
God,
probably
you
going
would
to
be locked
surprise
up.
some people
You
watching
locked
this.
up. They vicious. Back in the day, men, they wasn't like that. Now they would get you locked up. They would do all types of stuff.
Oh yeah.
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 But
I like he had to get that out of me because I was just so angry, but I was angry because I was lacking. I didn't see me. I didn't see my value. My value was only there if I had a boyfriend.
that's it. That's it.
And
Why? I just feel like, why do we feel like we need a boyfriend in order to feel validated or feel like we're somebody? Like, like,
because that's what we're shown.
yeah.
That's what
And
we're being taught.
it's like, and we always been taught like be married. Like, I don't know. I just feel like our community is really broken.
It is.
It's really broken, and somebody got to pick up the pieces to help us, like raise our daughters right, so they don't make the same mistakes that we made, and our sons, like they treat women better. I just pray for like what the days to come because it just seems like it's getting worse and worse.
It does. And it's like it's to me it's getting to the point where it's disturbing.
It is disturbing. Because
And
like we see on TV, like I don't really watch TV much, but it's like everybody's selling sex.
yeah.
How can I stop my daughter from not selling sex if she like it was different back then, but it's like even see like it's like for real, like now. Like and it's like I just pray. I don't know, but I just pray that something can shake something because I don't want her out there selling, thinking she has to dress a certain way to get a certain type of man. I pray that she knows that she's loved, and my sons don't go out abusing women because on account of me, because something I did, so I just work on trying to help them heal from whatever experiences they may have seen or like I guard them because I don't want them to go through the stuff that I have to go through. So everybody is really close. Like I keep them close to me because I don't want.
Yeah.
But it's only so much I can do, So I just have to let them grow up and be their own individuals. But I just pray that this world don't tear them up, tear them to pieces because it's just not. It's bad.
It is. And I think the place that we start with our children is planting the seeds now.
Yeah.
If my son sees something on maybe a video I'm watching or something that comes across the TV, whatever the case may be, if he sees that, I will explain to him, listen, that's not how you are supposed to behave, or that's not how you are supposed to do things because you were taught XYZ from your parents, your family. We teach you this way. That's not the way you do things. And we'll have a conversation about it. And he may understand it, he may not. My child is pretty smart. So most of the time I think he does understand it. But I try to show him, not just me, we all do, my husband and even my mother, we all try to show him and feed him different principles that go along with each other to make him be the better version of us when he gets older.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like as parents, we are the ones that have to put that out there. I can't remember what video it was, but I was watching a video my husband sent me, and it was this girl. It was this girl in a car with this guy, and she was telling him how she was like, "So you really think you want to mess with me?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, this is the first date." And she was like, "Okay, well, you're going to have to pay my rent. You're going to have to pay for my nails. You're going to have to pay for this, and this." And the guy was like, "This the first date. You bugging." So
Mm-hmm.
watching the video, I tell my son, I said, listen, I know you were sitting here while I was watching this. He was looking at it. I said, that's not the type of girl you want to date when you get older.
Yeah.
I said, you date somebody that is not expecting you to act like a husband when you're
But
just a
everybody,
boyfriend.
yeah.
And let her be somebody that can take care of herself,
Yeah, you want to
not
see that.
look for you to do that.
Yeah, yeah, for
It's
sure.
too much of that.
It's But this is what they're selling. This is what they're saying. Like, like this is what this whole 50-50 and 100% thing is like. Y'all, have you ever been married before or in a relationship? Because what? That don't even make sense. Like, sometimes it's going to be, he might can have to do 100, but it's a marriage. You
Yes.
are a helper. You are called to be, God made you a helpmate.
Yes.
If you're in a marriage and a man don't want you to pay anything, kudos, like congratulations, but not everybody can afford 100%.
No.
It's not in this. We need not listen. I don't know what type of men they dating, but God bless them in their relationship. But and I don't even want nobody that I that can. I want to have my own too.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like contribute because I notice with people that's in those type of relationships, they are very controlled. They are really very controlling. They are
Yeah.
very controlling, like very controlling. I mean, they even speak for the person. Like a
Yes.
person don't even speak. They just take care of the kids and it's very controlled. But when you notice that if you're in a relationship where it's 50-50, you don't it's balanced out, But
Hmm.
that's just my opinion. Who am I to say? Like, I'm just not saying that you don't whatever works for the people. Whatever works for the people, but it's just getting ridiculous out here with this whole 100%. I don't want if I gotta pay bills and this and the third, and I'm just like, you gotta do something with your people because first of all, it's so hard on a man right now. Anyway, like
It is.
what in the world? Like,
You got a troubled economy, and now you got a woman that is saying you need to take care of her because she does not that she can't, but because she doesn't want to go out and work. So then you have on top of that, he is being judged by everything he does just because of the way he looks. So you want that for the
not
man to
fair out
do?
here. That's just maybe just not being fair. Not saying if he can, kudos. Like the man
Right.
can, he's okay, and his mind is okay, and he's well taken care of. But we can't. It can't be all about us. We have to help them too.
Right.
Like we'll be so. I just feel like it's so selfish to say 100%. But a lot of y'all don't. Nobody wants to cook. Nobody wants like you know what I mean. Like it's just deep. When you hear these conversations, sometimes I'd be like, "Is this serious or is this like a
Yes,
talk or
it will
something?"
make you
Like
say, is this for real? Like,
this is really real. Like this is how people really operate in a marriage. I just like, Lord, like all you can do is just look, listen, and just shake your head or just mind your business because I just pray for the black man. I pray for us because we so
it's
far.
twisted. It's gotten twisted. Um, everybody wants to be. Let me not say everybody, but some of these women want to be a kept woman, but you really don't know one what a kept woman is,
Yeah,
and two, you really ain't trying to do the things that a kept woman is doing.
they be quiet. Okay, they know how to be quiet. I got too much to say to be quiet. Listen,
Right.
I got my mouth. I got something to say. Okay, like because I'm not agreeing with everything, but a lot of people that I know, I lived a lifestyle where they paid for everything, so I know like a certain way you gotta act. I trust me, I know it too well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a muzzle.
Yeah.
The same little girl when I wanted to scream, I couldn't get it out, So here I'm in a relationship where I can't even scream, I can't even talk because if I say anything, it's going to turn into a fight, or because he's doing everything, and I don't want to be homeless, so let me make sure the house is in order. Let me no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want mine. I'll pay some of them bills. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what?
Thank
Right.
you. Sign me up, okay? I'll pay some because you ain't about to be talking to me crazy, okay? Like,
Right. And you know what? You just brought that back to my mind. Um, when you were 5 years old, your voice was taken from you.
Yeah.
And part of the cycle that you were in was your voice continually being taken from you.
But yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, you definitely you got to use your voice.
Yeah.
And so what I want to ask you before I say this, y'all, if you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and put them in the chat now.
Hmm.
But what I want to say is, how did you take the hustler mindset and use it for where you are now? If
Oh,
you
so
did that.
like what you mean? Like I work use it in business
Yeah,
or
in business.
okay, in business. I'm literally coming out of the hustlers. It's different levels. In entrepreneurship. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can't even use the hustler's mindset even in entrepreneurship. So it's like I gotta really just get rid of everything that I thought I knew because you're
Mm-hmm.
just working to have money. Hustlers
Mm-hmm.
like you just want to gather so much money. Because even in a relationship, I watched how they hustle, so I knew how to get to money. So it's like you get some money, but you gotta now you it goes all to you. Like you don't have nobody to pay, you don't have nobody to take care of, you ain't got no assistance, you ain't got nothing. All that money comes to you. All you just gotta go pay the re-up man, and you get some more supply, and you back out there just flipping it. You ain't gotta really, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's different. Now you might gotta pay
Mm-hmm.
your connect, but you ain't gotta pay payroll. Like you ain't
Yeah,
gotta pay your
yeah.
assistants. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, and most of the times like it gets slow and the hustlers like when they hustle it gets slow, but it's a different ball game in entrepreneurship because when it's slow, and then when it pick up, and you got to know how to weather the storms in entrepreneurship. You got to know, and God is still teaching me about like getting rid of the mindset of a hustler, that
Okay.
hustler mindset, and into entrepreneurship because it's like I didn't know what entrepreneurship was until I came into moved into South Florida. Like I'm surrounded by so many like businesswomen, like how they.
Okay.
So I had to move over here to understand like this. You can't hustle. This ain't no like a side. This not a side hustle. This is a business. This is a brand. This is your name. This is your integrity. This is morals. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't burn nobody out here. You know what I'm saying? Like in the streets, you can run off on a plug. Over here,
Mm-hmm.
you can't run off on no plug. Like you gotta look these people like everybody knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? So when
Mm-hmm.
you mess up, like you really gotta appease your customers. Like you be like, I don't be fucking these attitudes and stuff, girl. You be like,
Yes. Yes.
I'm about to go get me a job. I'd rather get me a little job, and but over here you can. It's no morals. It's no in the hustlers world. It's no morals. It's no integrity. It's like crabs in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but over in this side, you gotta walk a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But over there, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But you're gonna have to deal with the consequences, the street consequences. But over here, we're not playing like that. We playing a little bit different. We playing safer. It's integrity over here. It's
Yeah.
morals over here. It's my name. It's God's name. Because if you are, ambassador for Christ, like you represent Him. So even in this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Yeah.
different. Like for the
Yeah.
dark world, yeah, coming out of the dark into the light. Okay, that's what it's like for me. Hustling and entrepreneurship
Okay.
business, it was literally coming from a dark side into a light, like into light, and understanding how to treat people, and because it's different. I used to watch my exes talk to the people that they sold that stuff to like trash, and they
Mm-hmm.
still would buy what that. I mean, they would literally be throwing the drugs out the window, like
Yeah.
talking to them crazy. I mean, you wouldn't believe the stuff that I heard my exes talking to the people that bought drugs from them or hustling or even the people that worked under them, they had no respect for each other. They just was like they talked to each other any kind of over here, you gotta have some respect.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to these people correct because they got your bag, they got your
Yeah.
money. So it's different. So it's like coming out of the dark into the light, literally.
Okay. So is there, maybe not as far as hustler, but are there any,
Qualities?
yeah, any
Okay.
qualities that you were able to bring over?
Um any qualities that I learned. it teaches you how to grind. So the grind of hustling is kind of the same on both sides. Like you
Okay.
just gotta get it. You know, like you gotta get it. You gotta if you gotta stay up all night, you gotta stay up all night. If you know what I'm saying. If you can't get no sleep today, if God, but over here this side, some people do it different. But I can only do stuff that God say I can do. Like so,
Yeah.
some nights I might have to stay up in prayer. I have to do certain things that God would tell me to do. So it's different. So you might have to. It's the grind is kind of the same. Like you sometimes you sleepless nights. You got to put in work. You up all night trying to put your business plan together, or you up all
Mhm.
night trying to fix something you may have messed up or something. Like you up all night. It's the same thing. But that's the only thing I would say that it's. I learned that if had I not been exposed to that and on this side in the entrepreneurship, like in that world, in the boss woman world, I wouldn't know that it took all of that. I wouldn't know
Mhm.
it took sleepless nights. I wouldn't know that it took praying. I wouldn't know that it took fasting. I wouldn't know that it took blood, literally sweat, tears, like crying some days because you want to give up,
Mhm.
even the giving up stage, like going through that process of like, I'm done with this, like I wouldn't know that it took all of that. But that's the only thing. Other than that, I wouldn't take nothing else because that was really rough. That hustler's life was a little bit rough for me.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing it, and I appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me on today. It was fun. I had a good time just chatting.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I hope you
Um, I'm sorry, what you said?
I said I just hope that you keep going. You don't give up after this. Like you just keep going.
I won't. I will not give up. Like I
Yeah.
said, the Lord has been on me,
Hmm.
and
I
I have.
thank God for this allowing this to happen. Because I
I do
needed to
too.
release it, and you needed to hear, like you needed to get back into it. So he does things like so strategically, and he does everything in perfect timing. And I pray that it just whatever it is that your heart's desires concerning this show, concerning the levels that you're trying to go, that you achieve it this year, like this next quarter of your life, this next 6 months, be the best 6 months of your life concerning this business, concerning your TV show, your talk show. I pray that it just blow up. I
Thank
pray that it blow up and God pour His oil on this from this day forward. I pray that He does that for you in Jesus' name.
thank you. I received it. Thank you. Okay.
And He's gonna do it, right? He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
He is gonna do it. This show. Do you want me to say this out loud? Okay.
Yeah. Holy Ghost.
The way I see this show and the way I see myself with this show is reaching Oprah status.
Come on.
That's how I see this show. That's how
You
he
need a
lives.
stylist, though. Come on, whenever you need something to wear, come on, I got you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
come on, because you're gonna have to pull up. You talking about offer, you're gonna have to get stuff, your suits on, girl. You're gonna be ready. Okay, I love to see it. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
It's
Thank you.
gonna go. It's gonna go. Like, what do we have to do? You just have to ask God, what is it that I have to do to get to these people? It's easier said than done. I know. You want to touch them, okay? It's easier said than done. I know. Trust me, I'm talking, but I know it's some work that got to be done. But you got it, sis.
Yeah, I do. I do. I gotta get my mind back to that. But I appreciate you. You're pushing me. Let me see. I got a comment for you. Command is a typo, she said, but she commends you for standing strong and continuing to press on. God bless you when you keep
Thank
and
you.
keep you in his care.
Amen.
That is from my aunt Colleen. She likes to
Hi,
get her little shout
Colleen.
outs.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
um anybody else have anything to say? If not, we are going to end here.
Now, am
Um,
I able to? I don't know. Can I say this? Am I able to share this? Is it shared on Facebook? Right?
yeah, I tagged you, but you can, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yep. Um, and what I'll do is I'm going to, once we're done and the video downloads, I'm gonna send you a link to the
Okay.
YouTube video.
Okay.
That way you can share it on if you have a YouTube or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I will. Oh, thank you. That's great. Yep, I'm working on it now.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
y'all. You don't
I'm
have anything
gonna
else?
stay in contact because when I come to Atlanta, need somebody to hang out with. So thank
All
you.
right, let's do it.
Hmm.
Okay. Um. Okay. Wait. These comments are coming in. You got Destiny. You got Destinies. You gonna blow up real big. Thank you, Auntie.
Yes, come on.
And thank you, Molly, for your candidness and encouragement. Great show. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this show. Thank you, Aunt Linda.
Yeah.
Um. All right. Any closing words? Any closing remarks?
Um, Girl, get up, get dressed, go into the territory that God has called you to go into and take it by storm. Don't be afraid of whatever is in the way. God is going to be will go before you, and He will clear the path for you. So don't be encouraged and just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. We have work to do. We have people to save. We have lives to change. We have people that are going through many different things, and God has chose us during this time to do His work. So we want to be obedient in this season. We want to stay strong, be strong, and encouraged in the Lord. And that's it.
All right. Y'all heard it. If anybody would like to get in contact with you, maybe for some stylist inspiration or anything, how can they do that?
Okay, so follow me on Girl Get Up, Get Dressed. On Instagram, girl get it's spelled just how it sounds. Girl get up, get dressed. I also on Facebook as Molly Bates. If you want to sow into the vision I spoke about earlier, my transitional housing for teen moms, you can do that by connecting to me. I have a Instagram page, Your Healing Safe House INC. Your Healing Safe House INC on Instagram, and just follow me. And if you want to sew, you can always sew at Molly Bates, my PayPal at Molly Bates, to sow into that vision. I am grateful. I'm honored. I'm thankful. We're going to do everything that as God has called us to do in this season, and I'm just honored to be here. Thank you again, Ashley J, for having me, and I thank you for being for coming back and doing what thus says the Lord. You already know I will keep praying for you. I will keep pushing you as long as God allow me to. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. So guys, if you would like to be where Molly is sitting and jump on the Love Experience show, all you have to do is reach out to me. You can find me on all my social media at It's Ashley JW. You can comment under this video, DM me, whatever you want to do. And also you can email me, Ashley at it's Ashley j.com. And we'll set it up.
Yep,
It's real easy.
that's it.
All
It
right.
was. It was easy. Let's go.
So thank you guys for watching. Share this episode with as many people as you can. And I will see you next week. I promise. All right. Bye, y'all. And you know what? The only question is I have is what is your love experience? I'll see y'all later.
Bye.